Hey everybody, it's Matt. I just have a review for you on Logos Bible Software, the 2025 software packages. I feel like these had kind of flown under the radar, and so I reached out to Logos and asked about doing a review, and they were kind enough to open up the Logos 2025 Collector's Edition for me to review. So I'm going to be reviewing that and also showing you the 2025 packages in general. The 2025 Collector's package is going to be most suited for people who are into original languages, people who are using this professionally to be scholarly, to write books, to teach university classes, just because the price point is probably going to fit people who are going to be benefited in their vocation, professionally, financially, through having a package like this. There'll be some of you also who just have the means and the resources, who are just super in-depth Bible students who want this level of resources. It's just the nearly ultimate level of resources, and it's going to help you with original languages. It's going to help you with church history. It's going to help you with New and Old Testament theology. It's going to give you a ridiculous number of commentaries. This supplements whatever package that you have, whatever subscription that you have. This does not come with any functionality. It's just sheerly a number of books. So when you look at the listing and the thumbnails at logos.com of like starter, bronze, silver, etc. for 2025 packages, you're going to notice on those thumbnails that there's the number of resources printed right there on each thumbnail to give you an idea of the price point and the number of books, resources you're going to get at that price point. These are basically like the new legacy libraries, is what it looks like to me. So they're not selling like a Logos 10 package now or an 11 or 12 in the future. Just like they've had 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and eventually, I guess, a 10 legacy library. Now they'll have, a 2025 library set, a 2026 library set, etc. So here's how you get there at logos.com. Go to this first menu, 2025 libraries. Now you're going to see that there's the bronze, the starter, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the diamond, portfolio, collectors, etc. Just like they've had in the past, and they're reasonably priced. So $62.99 for bronze, and that's going to get quite a few resources. $244 for silver, $595 for gold, because these are just straight books, again, like a legacy library. These are not the features at all. So you're getting a lot of books. Like for $600, if you open up gold, you're getting over 460 books for that. So it's just over $1 a book. All right. If you look down here, there's also leaders. So you get starter, bronze, no, silver, gold, etc. on 2025 leader libraries. And then there's also research libraries. If you go on down here, all the way up into diamond level research libraries. So I'm going to be reviewing, and again, you see these are actually very reasonably priced. Like the leader gold is again $594. So again, just think exactly like a legacy library. I'm going to be reviewing this 2025 Collector's Edition, which is over 8,100 books for $7,600, $7,700, which is way under $1 a book, and you get really some great collections in here. You're going to get the entire set of the NIC, which is my favorite commentary collection, International Commentary on the Old and New Testaments. You're going to get the Carta Understanding series, which is 23 volumes. Now, I really was not as familiar with this, but I started to open these up in Logos and read through several of the volumes on this and just kind of read through the intros, get a feel for the table of contents, read several chapters. I was very, very impressed with this set. And as you look at the titles on here, Understanding Biblical Archaeology, Understanding Early Christianity, Understanding the Kingdom and the Empires, Jewish Ceremonial Rites. There's these very, very thorough books on each of these very, very specific subjects. 23 volumes, that's in there. You also get the TDOT, it's 17 volumes, which is a fantastic set. And there's a lot of other things. You're going to get 65 English Bibles, that's fairly standard. You're going to get through that. Look at the commentaries, 2,586 commentaries in this set at a value individually purchased at $45,000, which is just crazy. So when you look through the sets that are in here, there are some really, really good sets and some really good individual standout volumes, and then also some classic commentaries on everything. It's kind of an amazing set. You get the full Black's New Testament commentaries. You get the Cambridge Greek Testament for scholars and collegists, 21 volumes. Pulpit commentary, never been a huge fan of that. It's 12 volumes. If all the classic commentaries on every single book of the Bible, basically. Lectionary commentaries. You get the ESV expository on the Old and the New. That's a great set. You get the Focus on the Bible, Old and New, 46 volumes. God's Word for You, 33 volumes. Gospel Advocate, which is an old school Church of Christ set, which is kind of some of my heritage. So I'm familiar with those volumes, although they're incredibly dated, but might be useful for someone doing Restoration Movement history. Hermeneutics, that's a wonderful set. The Hebrews commentary in there is just outstanding. The Matthew commentaries in there are amazing. There's a bunch of great volumes in the Hermeneutics series. You get the full ICC, great volumes in there by some great scholars, and they continue to update that. You also get the ITC set. The Interpretation series, one of my very favorites for preaching and teaching, 43 volumes of that. Tom Long is in there. There's a lot of great scholars. The Deuteronomy commentary, the Exodus commentary in there is great. The Genesis commentary in there is great. It's just a really, really great set that I've used for many, many years. John Calvin's commentaries, LXX Geographic commentaries. If you're not familiar with those are really, really pretty good. New Covenant Commentary series. There's the NIC and the NIC Heritage. So these are the ones that have been updated and revised. These are the original additions to those. So you actually get a lot of volumes of the NIC. Going on down, Old Testament, New Testament for everyone. So Golden Gate and N.T. Wright. Those are fantastic books. I've learned a lot of things about the New Testament, Old Testament through using those for Bible classes and preaching over the years. Used quite a few of those. You get the full Pillar New Testament commentary and the Heritage set on those. Never been a big fan of Poor Man's Commentary, but Preaching the Word is a great series. You get the full set of 42 volumes of that. Let's see what else we have. Select Walter Brueggemann commentary, Smith and Hewell's commentary. That's really there's some good stuff there, but that's just the 2 volumes, the supplement. So that's not the full set. I do recommend the full set. Okay. Yeah, I think, are we College Press? That's a great set. It's Restoration Movement. Okay, Pulpit Commentary. Tyndale, Old and New. That's a great set. UBS Handbook Series, great set. Some very, very important stuff here. Moving on to Bible dictionaries, you get the full Anchor Bible Dictionary, which is a must-have in any collection. That's the big one here. Holman Bible Handbook's good. IVP dictionaries, that's really, really important. All 8 volumes of that, those are outstanding. Scott McKnight, Dictionary of the Gospels, Joel Green. The Pentateuch volume is fantastic. The historical books, all that. It's just really 8 amazing volumes from IVP. Those are must-haves. Theological dictionaries and encyclopedias. You have Baker here, which is good. You have the Catholic Encyclopedia, which is actually free online. It's out of copyright. You can download that or just read it online. Dictionary of Theological Terms, good. Handbook of Evangelical Theologians. How about Old Testament Studies? 291 volumes at $6,000. It's really pretty great. And there's a couple sets in here that are really, really good. Like if you go down here, there's the SPCK, that's what I'm looking for. The Old Testament Introduction Collection. There's some good volumes in here, and that's not the only one. There's just so much in here. Complete Biblical Library is very, very helpful. CBL. There's one also I'm looking for, Library of Hebrew Bible and Old Testament Studies. That's some really, really, really good volumes in that set. I feel like there was some more from the SPCK that I wanted to point out. I mean, you can just look where my cursor is at this point in time. I mean, this would be like a 3-hour video to go through. 8,000 volumes is just insane. Oxford Handbooks, you get basically the full set of Oxford Handbooks, which are really, really helpful. New Testament Studies, $461 to $8,500 is just incredible. Marginal Scribe, I think the Meyer Marginal Jew stuff is in here as well on Jesus. Can we let's see? Yeah, the James Dunn volume, those volumes there by Dunn are really, really good. Classical Studies on Historical Jesus, Studies on the Apocrypha, Pauline Studies Collection from Erdman's, Dead Sea Scrolls, Gospel Collection, Jesus and the Peasants, Jesus in Jerusalem Last Days, Johannine Studies, 10 volumes. Those are some good stuff in there. Journey of New Testament Studies, I'm not really familiar with that, but the Library of New Testament Studies, that's some really solid volumes. I mean, by some really, really great scholars. That's worth its weight in gold. I don't know what that costs by itself, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. That's really, really some good stuff. Complete Biblical Library, New Testament Studies Collection. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on here. C.K. Barrett, like C.K. Barrett, a little bit dated now, but some really, really good stuff there. His Holy Spirit book's really good. New Testament essays, New Testament background, again, essays on John. There's some really, really good stuff in there, but again, a little bit dated at this point. But I still enjoy it. Studies on C.S. Lewis. The Book of Acts in its first century setting, that's a really good set. I've had that hard copy and have used that, and I've found it very, very helpful. And this is just crazy. General Bible Studies, 188 volumes. You get a little bit of Anchor Bible Reference Library, which is Raymond Brown right here, really good volume. Dead Sea Scrolls, Birth of the Messiah, that's Raymond Brown. These are almost all Raymond Brown. Actually, that's not Brown. I didn't think so. I like Raymond Brown. He's just a great Catholic scholar. But The Birth and the Death of the Messiah, that's actually like 4 volumes, 2 volumes each, and they're really, really solid. Such great historical information on the resurrection and the birth of Jesus. Baker Academic Biblical Greek Collection. This is just crazy. The Carta Understanding series, once again. Cornerstones, T.N.T. Clark. Some good volumes in there. Okay, Devotional Spiritual Growth, 538 volumes. I mean, it's just crazy. Daily Bible readings, 15 minutes a day. You just get the idea. I mean, it's just... You'll never run out of things to read for the rest of your days. You're going to spend $8,000 on books the rest of your life, just go ahead and do it. I mean, look at this. Now we're down to Bible Studies, Introduction to 69 volumes. Basic Introduction to the New Testament, John Stott. There's a lot of John Stott in this set, if my memory is correct. New Testament Survey. It's crazy. A couple mobile courses, 164 in preaching and teaching, including tons of illustrations, which are very helpful. You can actually just set up a set in your library for the illustrations and just search that set. It's really a helpful way of looking for illustrations on specific topics without having to go through each set individually. Fit 65 on sermons. You got Spurgeon. It's crazy. Hermeneutics and Exegesis, 45 volumes. Handbook of Old Testament Exegesis by William Brown. Oxford Biblical Interpretation by Morgan Barton. I think, yeah, you got Thea Stewart in here. That's what I was thinking. These were recently on sale. These are really, really good books. That's a fantastic book on New Testament exegesis. Greek Text and Translations, 21 volumes. So you got the NA 28 in there, which you got to have if you're studying the Greek New Testament. You got UBS 5 also in there, which is a must-have. The Net Bible, that's also super helpful. Greek Grammars, Lexicons, and Tools, 42 volumes. Primer on the Greek, Biblical Greek. I mean, there's just some great things. If you're trying to learn Greek, you're just not going to go wrong with this. $11 on Septuagint, 264 on Hebrew texts and translations. You get the Stuttgartensia full thing there. And the Dead Sea Scrolls database, that's where almost all that's coming from. So you actually get, I mean, look at this. Those are the scrolls from Dead Sea Scrolls. You get to see what's in each one. 68 Hebrew Grammars, Lexicons, and Tools. Reference grammar of Hebrew, analytical key to the Old Testament. That's a fascinating little series. I had that hardback, and it literally just parses each word as you go. It's very similar to one of the interlinears from Logos. Okay. Latin 3, Latin grammars 3, other languages 9. Was there some Ugaritic in here? You got Ancient Near Eastern text by Pritchard. That's dated at this point, but there's some great pictures of ancient Near Eastern artifacts. There's Old Testament parallels in ancient text. That's a really important book. Canaanite Myths and Legends. I feel like there was some Ugaritic in here, but I don't see it. Other ancient languages, 22, Akkadian, Semitic. Journals and magazines, 1,000 volumes. Bibliotheca Sacra, that's really important. American Journal of Theology, Christian History Magazine, Harvard. Cynthia, that's good. Emilius and Tyndale is good. Those are some just really solid stuff. You get years and years and years of it. Systematic Theology, 118. By the way, on the journals, that is $5,500 value. Systematic Theology. You get Bart's Church Dogmatics full set right there. So that's like $300 or something, $250 in Logos. And along with a lot of other similar things and summaries of Bart, etc. There's some really great stuff in there. And look at that. That is incredible. Biblical Theology, 115 volumes. Theology of Prayer. Biblical Theology of the Holy Spirit. Machen, New Testament, New Studies in Biblical Theology, the whole set, I believe. Yeah, 508. That's not the whole set. That's part of the set. I feel like maybe the whole set's in here somewhere, but I don't see it all. Yep, couple. That's a good set. Church History, 174, $4,600. My goodness. This is just crazy. I hate just filioque. That's an important text for mysticism and Eastern Orthodox. Church Fathers and Patristics, $333, $7,800. Apostolic Fathers in Greek and English with Lake. Augustine, Chrysostom, Church Fathers New Translation, 30 volumes of Augustine. Cyril, 7 volumes. Kelly's Christian Collection, both volumes of that. You just get everything, it feels like. Wow. Medieval Theology, 3. Reformation, 8. Christian Confession, 5. Liturgy and Worship, 29. SPCK, Liturgical Studies. Complete Library of Christian Worship. I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds pretty amazing. 2 lectionaries, 7 on archaeology, 6 on Judaica, 44 in spirituality. $314 on pastoral care and counseling. That's just amazing. Sexual addiction, adultery, Alzheimer's, alcohol and drugs, authority issues, autism. Come on, look at that. Divorce, employment, eating disorders, euthanasia, fear, financial. It's great. This is amazing. Amazing. Miscarriage. Sexual addiction, single parenting, suffering. My goodness, cancer. 100 volumes on ministry. College Press Collection. Master Plan of Evangelism, a little bit of Robert Coleman going on here. It's Great Commission. It's interesting, they call it the Master Plan Collection, but don't have the Master Plan of Evangelism right there in it. Robert Coleman is phenomenal. He's just great. He's like 90 years old. He's still making disciples. SPCK Library of Ministry, 13 volumes on chaplaincy, collaborative ministry. Come on. Christian Education Handbook, Marriage and Family, 44 volumes, Adoption, Headship, Jesus and Divorce, Single Parenting, 3 study Bibles, 2 on prophecy, 137 on apologetics, C.S. Lewis, College Press Resurrection, Dealing with Dawkins. Wow. Ray Comfort. I'm familiar with him. I believe he's on YouTube. Norman Geisler's Apologetic Library. Atlases and Maps, 21. You get the idea. General Reference, 6. Philosophy, 44. SBCK, 6 volumes on philosophy. 32 on history. The Anabaptist, John Henry Newman. 5 guides. 357 on 21st century theology. Wow. And you get some really good collections in here, like you're going to get Bonhoeffer collection, you're going to get the Brueggemann collection, which are hundreds of dollars each. Wegner collection, Doing Theology series, there's Brueggemann. Look at that. It's like 44 volumes of Brueggemann or something like that. It's just crazy. Wow. Getting near the bottom here. That's 21st century theologians. There's the Oxford handbooks. Look at this. Martin Luther, Sacramental Theology, and the Bible in America. Those are incredible books. I'm not using all of them, but I use some of them. Tom Wright for everyone. I believe that there's maybe some Tom Wright collection in here. 20th century theologians, Robertson, Bart, Ryrie, etc. There's the Bonhoeffer 17-volume collection. That's such a great collection. You get his essays, I think, in there. You get, all the major works, and then some life and works of Karl Barth. 10 volumes on McGrath. You got Select Works of Mounts, 1 volume, Spiritual Growth Collection. You got Ironside, Van Til, Torrey, 19th century. Amazing. 17th century, 18th century. So it's an incredible set. It took me 22 minutes to go through it. I hope that you'll consider it. If nothing more, it'll be very important to go back to this page and figure out which of these works best for you. If it's the leader libraries, the research libraries, or just the typical stock 2025 libraries. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. You can reach out to me. We also have a Facebook group for posting these deals, and I'll be putting that in the description for you. So if you join that group, there's an email list for that group as well. So you can join the email list, and I'll email you every week or two about the latest deals at Logos. So thanks for watching, and enjoy your Logos Bible software. 8,100 volumes for $7,700 is an absolute steal. It's like buying a small car. I understand, but it's also an investment in your future, an investment in the church, investment in your ministry, investment in the lives of other people. So I hope you'll give it a serious look. Y'all take care.